Welcome to one of my videos. This talk is about the Sutra on Defilements. Before I get into the Sutra, I want to read two quick little paragraphs by Thanissaro Bhikkhu and Ajahn Chah. By Ajahn Chah, the mind is harder than fire, but nobody senses that it's hot, so they say that it's nothing to worry about. They don't know that whatever's not correct is hot and burning. This is why human beings keep grabbing hold of it, sometimes even when they know better. They're servants of craving, they're slaves, all of us. If we don't know the Dhamma, we are slaves to craving. Now, Thanissaro Bhikkhu on loss. My birth name is Dallas Ford. My Hindu name is Bajrangi. Thank you. It's Hanuman. I actually gave up something that's unsure for something that's immediately available. The pleasures of the senses are unsure, and Nibbana, when you find it, is right there, right here. And it's not going to change. It's outside of space and time. It's the most certain thing there is. The upakkilesa samyutta defilements. The I, the Kaku Sutta. At Sarvati monks, any desire or passion with regard to the I is a defilement of the mind. Any desire and passion with regard to the ear, nose, the tongue, the body, the intellect is a defilement of the mind. When with regard to these six bases the defilements of awareness are abandoned, then the mind is inclined to renunciation. The mind fostered by renunciation feels malleable for the direct knowing of those qualities worth realizing. Yeah, Hinduism has a wide field of knowledge, teachings, forms of the gods, etc. Just like the Polycanon in Buddhism. You don't need to know all the gods or the Vedas. Even creation, sustaining, and destroying, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva are still an illusion. The true self is beyond all that. So I'd say, if you're interested in Hinduism, then just meditate and focus on the Bhagavad Gita. There's an audiobook on YouTube. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it then. It's just a realization and connection of what the Buddhists call the undescribable, what is beyond concept, the true self. In Hinduism, you need to connect to Satchit Ananda, truth, consciousness, and bliss. And that's pretty much about it. You stay away from all the versions and everything else. You don't need a religion to connect to consciousness. I'd say just sit with the awareness right now. Focus on the awareness, even if there's no bliss. Stay with the awareness right now that is aware of these words, that is aware that there's hearing going on. Surrender into the waves of awareness. So, next, the Rupa Sutta, forms. Monks, any desire and passion with regard to forms is a defilement of the mind. Any desire, passion with regard to sounds, aromas, flavors, tactile sensations, ideas, is a defilement of the mind. When, with regard to these six bases, the defilements of awareness are abandoned, then the mind is inclined to renunciation. When the mind is fostered by renunciation, feels malleable for the direct knowing of those qualities worth realizing. The Vijnana Sutta, consciousness. At Saravati, monks, any desire and passion with regard to eye consciousness is a defilement of the mind. Any desire and passion with regard to the ear consciousness, nose, tongue, and body consciousness, the intellect consciousness, is a defilement of the mind. When, with regard to these six bases, the defilements of awareness are abandoned, then the mind is inclined to renunciation. Fostered by renunciation, feels malleable for the direct knowing of those qualities worth realizing. The Passa Sutta, contact. At Savatthi, monks, any desire and passion with regard to contact at the eye is a defilement of the mind. Abandon desire and passion with regard to what you may see, females, etc. With regard to the contact of the ear, nose, tongue, and body, and with the intellect. If there is desire and passion, it is a defilement. Feeling. Any desire and passion with regard to feeling born of contact at the eye is a defilement of the mind. Any desire and passion with regard to feeling born of contact at the ear, feeling born of contact at the nose, feeling born of the contact at the tongue, feeling born of contact at the body, feeling born of contact at the intellect is a defilement of the mind. When, with regard to these six bases, the defilements of awareness are abandoned, the mind is inclined to renunciation. The mind fostered by renunciation feels malleable for the direct knowing of those qualities worth realizing. So be mindful of feelings with these six bases. Feeling, feeling, feeling. And abandon desire, passion for them. In reference to feeling for the eyes, nose, tongue, hearing, the intellect, the body, what it may feel. Knowing that it's either pleasurable, painful, or neutral. If you delight in pleasure, it is a cause for pain, for suffering. And seeing it all as inconstant, rid yourself of desire and passion for it. Be mindful. You thus have disenchantment, and from disenchantment arises dispassion. From dispassionate awareness becomes release. Okay. Thank you. I have some videos on Hinduism, but this is a Buddhist talk. You have to be very pure to not have biased, judgmental comparison views, wrong views that say, oh, my way is the only way. There's a lot of hardcore stuck-up Buddhists, but yeah, it's like the Bible, Christianity. You can misinterpret it in so many ways. Jesus says, thou do not understand the parables that are coming out of my mouth. It's a really groovy astral story, but illusions are illusions. Same with homosexuality. In the Bible, it says that it's a sin when it's the act of being gay or not is not itself a sin. What it's talking about is going beyond yin and yang, male and female energies, not identifying with it. Same with the lamb, sacrificing certain things for yourself. being gay, straight, or lesbian. It's just an imbalance of energies, really, and you identify with these energies, and you say, "I am this, I am that." It's conceit. Go beyond the hindrance of conceit. Perception, Sana Sutta, SN 27.6. At Saravati, monks, any desire and passion with regard to perception, which is naming and labeling, of forms is a defilement of the mind. Any desire and passion with regard to perception of the sounds, aromas, perceptions of flavors, of tactile sensations, perceptions of ideas is a defilement of the mind. When with regard to these six bases the defilements of awareness are abandoned, then mind is inclined to renunciation. The mind fostered by renunciation feels malleable for the direct knowing of those qualities worth realizing. Intention. Siddhana Sutta, intention. At Saravati, monks, any desire and passion with regard to intentions involving forms is a defilement of the mind. Intention to know something, intention to go from this sutra to the next one. Being caught, stuck, and attached to that thought of it's practically the hindrance of restlessness. You're not concentrated enough. So watch the intention. Abandon desire and passion, even for noble intentions, such as soon as I'm finished with this, reading this sutra or teaching, I'm going to jump into the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. That's just the mind grabbing and grabbing. Sit with this one, meditate, contemplate with it, stay with it. Abandon desire and passion with regard to intention involving the forms, whether it's sounds, hearing, aromas of the smell, flavors of the tongue, intention, tactile, intentions, feeling of the body, or ideas of the intellect, or a state of consciousness, intention of it. It is a defilement of the mind. When the regard to these six bases, the defilement of awareness are abandoned, then the mind is inclined to renunciation. The mind fostered by renunciation feels malleable for the direct knowing of these qualities worth realizing. The last three are part of this sutra and video. Craving, properties, and aggregates. Tanha Sutta, Sunyana Samyutta Nikaya 27.8. Craving. At Saravati, monks, any desire and passion with regard to craving for forms is a defilement of the mind. Any desire, passion with regard to craving for sounds, craving for aromas, craving for flavors, craving for tactile sensations, craving for ideas is a defilement of the mind. When with regard to these six bases the defilements of awareness are abandoned, then the mind is inclined to renunciation. When the mind fostered by renunciation feels malleable for the direct knowing of those qualities worth realizing. Dhatu Sutta, properties. At Saravati, monks, any desire and passion with regard to the earth property is a defilement of the mind. Abandon desire and passion for the earth property, which is the bones, the body, the organs, lungs, heart, digestive organs, tendons, skin, mucus, earth, stability, strength. Abandon desire and passion for that. Any desire and passion with regard to the liquid property, the fire property, the wind property, and space property, the consciousness property is a defilement of the mind. So abandon desire and passion for the liquid property. Do not have conceit. No, I am. There is just the four elements. Anatta, non-self. So the question, who am I, does not arise. With regard to the liquid property, abandon desire and passion for thirst, hydration, cannot have restraint for dryness. Abandon desire and passion for the blood, such as if you were stabbed bleeding out. Abandon desire and passion for it. Be mindful of it. It is just the element leaving the body. Seeing, 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 feeling, feeling, feeling. The fire property, which is the food you eat, the digestive system. Warmth. Same goes for that. And same goes with the air, your lungs, breathing. Space between your brain, between thoughts. Abandon desire and passion for even a quiet mind. For space between thoughts. If you are attached and clinging to having a lot of space between each thought, then that's going to be an aversion. Until you can allow it, you are not free from it. Same with consciousness. Abandon desire and passion for that. It is not yours. These properties are not self. The last one, aggregates. SN 27.10, the Kanda Sutta, aggregates. At Saravati, monks, any desire and passion with regard to form is a defilement of the mind. Any desire and passion with regard to feeling, perception, fabrications, consciousness is a defilement of the mind. So when it comes to form, what the eyes can come in contact with and seeing consciousness, cultivate dispassion towards what is seen, even what is behind your eyes, whether your eyes are connected or not with the retina, whether you are blind or not. Abandon desire and passion with regard to feeling of the body. Be aware, ask yourself, say, with mindfulness, is this feeling in the body pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral? I will see it just for that, for what it is, and I will abandon desire, passion for it. Same with painful feelings. Pain, pain, pain. Just accept it, understand it. Same with perception. Perception of if there's a self, if there is not a self. Go beyond all that. That's why it's called the middle path. And eventually passion ceases. Same with fabrications of the mind, mental qualities, anxiety, restlessness, anger, etc. See it for what it is, abandon desire, passion for it. Notice that it is a mental quality. It is not a bodily sensation. It is not feeling contact. It is not, it is not the third aggregate of contact, feeling, sensation like this, feeling, feeling, feeling. It is arisen from the mental qualities, fabrication, that sends chemical changes and is perceived to be a feeling in the body, that the body holds it as a sensation when it doesn't. It's all in the mind. Same with consciousness. If there's desire and passion for it, it's a defilement of the mind. When with regard to these five bases, the defilements of awareness are abandoned, Then the mind is inclined to renunciation. The mind fostered by renunciation feels malleable for the direct knowing of these qualities worth realizing. Thank you for watching this video. May you be free from suffering in body and mind. I will be going live again in the next video, and we will be talking about the 5 hindrances, mainly sensuality, guilt, the appearance of the witness, which is in Hinduism a part of the self, in Buddhism, mindfulness, sati. In regards to guilt, after performing a lustful act, etc., which can be an aversion, and overcoming and learning from that aversion. And the other 5 hindrances, sensuality, ill will, sloth, torpor, restlessness, and doubt. Thank you for joining, Stacy. Amen.